So when James was saying, can I honestly say that I would be this big in this point if I didn't use insulin before? And he says, no, I can't say that, you know?
Right.
Then he did mention that he still occasionally does insulin, okay?
Yeah.
Second thing, yeah, so occasionally. And the third thing, he's saying he doesn't recommend at all to anybody because it's dangerous if they don't know what they're doing. And he's completely right. Okay. Then you said it, that you did it a couple of times, chose to do it, but then it didn't, it made you fat because you had
cookies.
You had higher fat intake.
Chocolate chip cookies.
Okay, so let me tell you this, just because it's interesting, I'm sure that people are gonna appreciate it. Nasser Al-Sabari is like first guy that actually really pushed on the insulin big time. And he was holder of Yugoslavian passport back in the day. And we competed 91, 92, 93 in FIBA. I sit down with him, he asked me, what to do. And I explained him everything in a great detail for 2 hours in front of his wife at the time, Birgit. So I gave him, honestly, the best possible info. And then 94, he came to my house as a guest. He moved to San Diego. And there was my journal on the table. He picked it up and then he looked and he started telling something in German language to his wife. And he said, oh, bullshit. I use insulin and just made me fat. I said, if you use insulin like this, like I told you, there's no way you got fat. What are you talking about? Oh, and then they talk, well, I didn't do exactly like you told me because I didn't believe you're going to tell me the truth. So everything that I told him, he did exactly the opposite, right? So like first thing I told him, Nasser, insulin is not selective. It's going to push everything. Now, if you have a good thing is going to push. And if you have it in the right times, in a good place, muscle is going to be pushing. But if you have wrong things, you can push it elsewhere where you don't want it. And that's why diabetics can be obese. Yeah, go ahead.
There is a flip side to the coin that says insulin will make you fat inside. So Jean-Pierre Fuchs, can you explain me his bubble gut, why it's so much worse than yours? Or Phil Heath, all the latest Dorian, all the latest Coleman. I mean, some people are blessed like you and have such a tiny midsection. Some others blew it, become so full, muscles full of water, okay, and glycogen, but it's not equally. So Jean-Pierre Fuchs, for instance, was, or Marcus Rule, for instance, were a hardcore case of a bubble gut,
Yeah, I explained Marcus Rule, and by the time I worked with Jean-Pierre Fuchs, he already stopped competing, so he was considering coming back. But listen, this is what I want to tell you. Okay, you're a doctor and physiologist. Tell me what can extra glycogen, extra glucose, and extra water inside the cell produce that would create a bubble gut?
It can, listen, but extra glycogen that is not utilized, it can give you fatty liver disease, number one.
Yeah, now, let's say, even let's go one by one.
And number two, we know that insulin stores fat, and this is a natural fat. We have talked this again
but fatty liver. How many normal people have a fatty liver that don't have
many people that do not train and eat sugars and eat junk,
Yeah, you see, this is what I want to tell you. And I worked with people that, okay, let me tell you like this. Gustavo Badel, 2003, the 2003, he came to the Nationals. I had a camp with Dexter Jackson, Sean, there was Jay Cutler, there was many people. And Gustavo Badel came to hire me to work with him the 2004 season. And he had that little, like a bag over the shoulder, but it was a little bag. But it was, when he came in, it was on his stomach, and it was laying like right here, right? Because he had a, big stomach. And then when he walked away, then Sean Regal asked me, like, what the hell can you do with this physique, right? He already has a big stomach and all that stuff, right? Well, you see what happened 2004 in the Ironman. He already placed third next to Lee and Dexter. And 2004 at the GNC, he placed second to Victor Martinez. And then he placed third at Olympia. Okay, and he repeated. I mean, I worked with a lot of people that already had a gut, right? And then with my insulin specific protocols. Now, you can be like Ron, mixing your fats with it and stuff like that. I mean, this is, as a matter of fact, I decided I'm going to do probably Zoom seminar about insulin. Yeah, because there's just too much controversy. I'm going to put all these negatives, what people are saying, and answer them. So I don't want this to be about insulin, but I just wanted to point out because you mentioned it on this interview, and a few people are sending me this like, oh, look what James is saying. I agree with James. He sound very, very logical. Okay, it is just that his coach, who used to be my client, Patrick. That I teach him how to do it. Right? They decide not to do the amounts that I do, but just like little something, which I'm saying that it's spitting it into the ocean is going to do nothing, right? When you do it, you have to create super physiological amount to create, strong anabolic action. But one thing that he said, stay away from insulin. So let's just discuss that briefly.
George Farah says the same, by the way, and he regretted by using it in the past.
Did I got it?
George Farah.
George Farah wanted to ask me, but I didn't want to explain him, and he didn't know how to use it. And what did he regret it for? Because he doesn't know how to use it. Let me tell you, loaded gun with a bullet can be great defense mechanism against like raging bull and intruder and anything else, and can make you commit suicide.
In my humble opinion, I believe that Kai Green didn't win the Shandong because perhaps, allegedly, of insulin abuse, and he was right on spot. He was he was abusing it during the loading, perhaps, and then there comes the gun.
Yeah, for sure. If it's very risky using insulin on the carb loading days. Yeah,
you can ruin your physique. Yeah,
that's a different story. My point I was trying to make is, do we take anabolic steroids, yes or no? And if we do, why we take them? Yes, we do because of anabolic action. It's going to create more constructive metabolism, right? Build. Okay. Insulin, is this anabolic or not? Yes.
Of course, it keeps him taller, yes.
Yeah. So if you're going to add to the equation, you add everything to maximize. You can have a minimal, optimal, maximal. If I want to maximize everything, I want every anabolic
GH, as you want, yes.
Agent, anabolic diet, anabolic supplements, anabolic type of training, anything. But insulin is anabolic. Let's state the fact. And if you know how to use it, it's phenomenal.